Ugh. Okay, on paper, public relations is managing the spread of information between an individual or an organization and the public. Actually, it's way more than that. That definition sounds very innocent, but this lady can tell you there is so much more and so many more moving parts. And if you don't have a thick skin and strong morals, you will probably get lost in the mix. So we've got the CEO of Garrick Communications, Naomi Garrick, here with us this morning. Good evening.
Good evening.
See, good
Don't
chick.
mix it up. Don't mix it
Girl.
up. Good morning.
PR chick, what's going on, girl?
I'm here, Simone, when you said that, PR really is so many things. A lot of people believe PR is just a press release. It's so much more than that. A lot of people think it's advertising and marketing. We've had potential clients that would ask us, when is their press release going to be placed? Like on what day, what page of the newspaper? And, we have to remind them that, if it's not paid for, I can't tell you that.
Earned media.
It's earned media. And the only way you can guarantee an actual placement on a specific date and page is if you pay for an advertorial. There's a big difference there.
Why did you want to do this in the first place? Where did this come from?
So that's interesting because I actually studied hospitality and tourism management, and I always ended up working in the sales and marketing departments. And I moved back to Kingston, and I met Kimani Robinson, and I got an opportunity to work with RETV as a sales and marketing manager. I did that for 5 years. And in my experience there, I had the opportunity to work with a lot of entertainers who needed a publicist. And I also had a lot of media experience because I developed all these different relationships with the media, just different types of media, radio, TV, print. And I had an idea of what people wanted to see. What would I share with an editor or producer that they would actually want to share with their audience? And so I had that understanding, I had the relationships, and now I had potential clients. So an artist had reached out to me to be their publicist, and I was just like, that's not what I do. But I'm always up for a challenge, and I remember actually walking to Sangsa's bookstore to buy all the books I could find about being a publicist and PR because that's not what I studied, just so I could learn as much as possible. And we didn't really have Google at that time, so I couldn't just do a Google search about being a publicist. And I started that, and here we are 10 years later. We've never advertised our company. And it's really been based off of relationships, results, and referrals. And results, of course.
And content, living in the age when content is king, and clients need to realize that whatever they send out and want placed has to be strong with content.
Absolutely.
What do you find are the magic elements that people expect you to pull off? Because they think PR people are magicians.
We are magicians.
Most people
Simone, we are magicians.
Yeah,
we do everything.
People understand how it works. And I think it's like a lipstick on a...
Yeah, no. So for us, it's so much more than even just the press release or even relating with the media. It is problem solving. That's what we do. So even if we are at an event for a client, we're looking out for all the possible things that could affect the positive outcome of this event. It could be even if something is spilled on the floor. I'm not looking for the person to clean it up. I'm going to clean it up myself because this could affect the outcome of this event that we've spent so much time planning for our clients.
Somebody slips on that, that's a lawsuit.
Exactly. And so we are looking out for all the possible things that could affect a positive outcome for whatever it is that we're doing.
I'm close to your family, and I thought I knew you very well. And in preparing for the interview, I kind of went, I never know all these things. And one here I read that you're a certified reputation champion.
Yes.
Which is what?
So I am a member of the Public Relations Society of America, and that's really just because I believe that we used to have a Public Relations Society of Jamaica. I don't think it's very active. And for someone that did not study PR, I wanted to find an opportunity to learn as much about the industry as possible. So I became a member of the PRSA, and a couple of years ago, they offered a program on reputation management. And it's a little bit different from being managing a crisis. With reputation management, you're trying to actually prepare the company or the individual for a potential crisis before it happens. So you're actually looking at what could be all the possible red flags and putting a plan in place to mitigate any possible crisis so that even if it happens, you already know the steps. You already know who is going to be speaking on behalf of the company. You know what the different channels you're going to be using to communicate this message that you're trying to send out, and you know the different steps. And an important step that I find that companies tend to leave out of that process is the actual company. So there's a crisis and we go straight to, okay, I need to speak to my communications manager, need to speak to the CEO, and we don't speak to the individuals that
Teams.
work in the organization.
Your soldiers on the ground.
And then, of course, I don't know the CEO, but I know Simone, and Simone works at the company. So I'm going to say, Simone, what's happening? What I hear about this? And if Simone tells me, boy, I don't know what's going on, that's a really bad look for the company, because they're going to be as you said, the foot soldiers who people will come to first to get some accurate information. So that's a part of the whole reputation management process. Now, reputation management is so much more important because we all have access to everybody's information by doing a quick Google search.
Yeah.
So I recently just wrote an article about, just even the importance of protecting your online brand, because people are making a decision about either using your company or hiring your organization or even hiring you based on what they see on a Google search.
Do I need a no, and I'm being serious. Do I handle my own PR, or should I get someone to do
It depends. What is it that you're trying to communicate to your audience, and who's the audience that you're trying to reach? So those are a couple of things that I would start with. Why do you think you need PR?
And there are benefits to both, because you have organizations that have in-house PR people, but you have an external agency in case a crisis looms and it's bigger than what's in your agency.
Because sometimes you may need someone that specializes in a particular area of
and also
PR.
with fresh eyes.
And fresh eyes.
So that is saying I shouldn't do it myself.
No, it's okay.
No, what were you saying? If you should do it yourself?
No, so say you shouldn't do it myself. I mean,
No,
I heard Simon, she said it.
No, I definitely, especially if you are someone that is constantly in the public eye, it's definitely important to have a publicist or someone that understands that industry and that can communicate on your behalf. So you are still running the show, but they are guiding you in the right way to do it.
You have one, though? You sure do.
I know someone,
You want to be?
You have somebody, man.
You want
You can't pay me. You have a lot of money?
But
we are friends.
yeah, so the thing is that as
a lot of money.
I'm not sure if you could really afford Simmons.
No, I am not an expensive service. I value my as do you.
Yes.
That's the other thing that people need to understand, is that PR is hard work.
It's a lot of work.
And it's not cheap work.
It's not cheap work
And if
either.
it's too cheap, maybe you need to.
And it takes a lot of time.
Yes.
It takes a lot of time. It's relationships that we have developed with different media.
Yeah.
And so, like, for us, when someone asks me what is PR, what does Garrett Communications do, what we really do is we find creative ways of getting an individual, a brand, or a company to be seen, heard, or experienced by their ideal target audience. And we do that by leveraging traditional media, that's print, radio, TV, digital media, that's your websites, blogs, bloggers, influencers online, and then also experiential marketing, which is now when you see an event launch, or you see an activation at a supermarket, or you see something on the ground where you can actually touch and feel and engage and interact with the brand or the product.
You have a workshop coming up?
Yes, so I actually am a personal branding coach as well. So I help individuals to stand out in a noisy world by getting clarity on who they are and understanding their unique values so they can communicate that effectively and efficiently, again, with their ideal audience. And so I'm doing a personal branding workshop on Sunday, July 7th. And,
are you sure?
Yeah, I am sure. It is Sunday, July 7th. And it's a very small workshop. I don't like having more than 12 people because it's your personal brand. It's something that's personal, and we take a lot of work. We do a deep dive into finding out who you really are so that you can start standing out as the expert in your industry.
Okay. I congratulate you on your achievements.
Thank you so much.
2018 Vital Voices Grow Fellow. 2017 Scotiabank Vision Achiever, nominee for the 2018 Entrepreneur Award by the Jamaica Gleaner. Distinguished Award in Communication by the Gleaner. Fantastic.
Well, the thing is, Neville, I believe in continuous learning.
Fantastic.
The biggest investment you can make is in yourself. So I'm always trying to find opportunities to grow and develop.
And former muggle.
Yeah.
With Pulse.
Look like she's
You
still
know
a
that?
mug. And if you remember the Bob Marley albums, I say albums deliberately, and you look at the artwork on the front and the back, her dad is responsible for all of them. All of them.
Wow,
he
Neville got a nice big up. The other Neville.
Yeah, he's my good friend. He's also Neville. And again, we're good family friends.
We are family.
Great to see you.
Thank you, Neville.
Great to
Thank
see
you, Simone.
You're welcome, Beverly girl. No
Chief
problem.
Executive Officer of Garrett Communications.
PR chick.
Naomi Garrett.
Yes.
See her with her hat. Soon come back. More on Smile after the break. You don't have on your hat in that?